You know the story of Walter White, a high school chemistry teacher by day, ruthless drug kingpin by night. He had a life nobody suspected, a secret world of danger hidden behind the smile of a teacher. Now imagine that exact story is not fiction and it's actually real. Barney Harris was a coach, a mentor, a family man, and a beloved teacher in North Carolina. But behind the classroom, he was living a dangerous double life, one that cost him everything. In 2021, that life collided with the wrong people.
What are you doing in there with all them?
This is the story of Barney Harris. Barney Harris was hired by Union Academy Charter School in 2017 in Monroe, North Carolina. Harris married his college sweetheart, Keisha Rogers, 4 years after graduating with a degree in business administration from Wingate University, and the two of them later on went on to have 3 kids, 2 sons and a daughter, whom all 3 attended the same high school Harris had taught and coached at. Around the community, Harris was widely known to be an upstanding man that never seemed to be involved in anything foul that would raise any type of suspicion from faculty or parents of the community he was involved in. To everyone who knew him, he was a model mentor, the type of man you trusted with your child's future. Students are even on record claiming Harris was a, quote, father figure. The last day students at Union Academy saw Barney Harris was before a class play. A student mentioned, quote, he had brought every one of us in to play flowers, whether we were in his class or not. She said, just seeing that someone did support us and cheer us on in their own special way warmed my heart. Harris managed to find a way to connect with the youth and cement a forever impact on these children's lives, but behind the life was another Barney Harris nobody suspected. Now, before I dive deep into the double life of Barney Harris, I want to kind of set the scene, especially when it relates to the profession of Barney Harris. Obviously, like I mentioned, he was a teacher and a coach. COVID is damn near at its peak. Teachers in North Carolina were underpaid, working through the chaos of COVID, and the economy had people stretched completely thin. The average salary for a North Carolina public school teacher in 2021 was about $54,150 a year. Ultimately, teachers, along with quite literally most Americans, were struggling to keep up with the cost of living. Many Americans work second jobs just to make ends meet. Some legal, some not all the way legal. Either way, we paid. Niggas was getting it how they live, okay? Anywho, Barney Harris was never known to have any type of connection to a street gang, mafia, cartel, or any type of criminal organization. Let me introduce to you another man in this story, a man named Stephen Alexander Stewart Jr., Barney Harris's brother-in-law by way of Harris's sister, Santana Stewart. Time is 12:52 a.m. on the west side of Alamance County, North Carolina. Barney Harris and Stephen Alexander Stewart Jr. finally spot their target after driving for approximately an hour, likely all the way from Union County, North Carolina. As the pair are slowly creeping up on the Wyatt Road, they both finally hop out and successfully enter the trailer without alerting any neighbors. It's said both Stewart and Harris had been tracking this specific individual named Alonzo Beltran Lara. Beltran is a member of the Jalisco New Generation cartel, and investigators believe Harris and Stewart had been, quote, tracking members of this specific cartel and their drug/money stash houses. Yes, you heard that right. A cartel. Not just a regular house. Not a regular civilian on the west side of Alamance County. No. Cartel de Jalisco Nueva Generación, aka the CJNG, is a Mexican-based criminal organization led for years by Namicio Asiguera Cervantes El Mencho. U.S. law enforcement classifies CJNG as one of the 2 most powerful cartels, supplying both and into the U.S. market, alongside the Sinaloa cartel. The CJNG originates from the Mexican state of Jalisco, with its early stronghold centered around Guadalajara. I need y'all niggas in the comments, especially if you're a Mexican, rate my goddamn Spanish. Jalisco has historically been a strategic hub for organized crime because it sites on the Pacific coast, giving access to ports like Puerto Vallarta international drug shipments. And it lies along major trafficking routes into the United States, such as places like California, Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, Phoenix, Chicago, the city that I'm from, Omaha, Nebraska, New York. Atlanta is huge operations for cartels. Number 1. Their rapid expansion and territorial control. They didn't just stay in Jalisco. They quickly spread to multiple Mexican states, securing control over critical trafficking routes, cities, and border crossings. This level of reach allows them to dominate both the production and distribution of drugs across the country and also into the United States of America. Their military-style operations and firepower set them apart. CJ&G members are known to use assault rifles, grenades, and even anti-aircraft weapons in their attacks. One example of these putting Bell to ass is in 2015 when they managed to shoot down a whole Mexican army helicopter during a major confrontation with authorities in Jalisco. They are extremely organized and financially sophisticated. Most cartels nowadays, not just the CJ&G, are way more advanced. These guys are not just pulling up and shooting people. No. They have, like I mentioned, military-style weapons. And with the weapons, obviously that comes with all types of technology. U.S. authorities have identified them as a top supplier of synthetic drugs, making them as a major player in the global narcotics trade. Now that you understand how lethal this cartel is, let's get into the pretty predictable outcome of how they finna pull up and start spanking So Harris and Stewart are still in the trailer, waiting for Beltran to come back so they can get him to cough up any information about where the money is located in the trailer.
Folks, I can tell you right now, when we are dealing with the Mexican drug cartels, somebody is probably going to die.
Sheriff Johnson said in his press conference on Lara's arrival, quote, Harris and Stewart tied Lara's arms and legs and shot him twice in the back of the head. As Harris and Stewart desperately searched for any amount of drugs and money, multiple vehicles can be heard while headlights of multiple cars blare through the trailer's windows and rooms. Harris hears the sounds of car doors thumping. He peeks one last time out the door frame of the main bedroom window. Harris glances down at Beltran's lifeless body and faintly hears
tonight about how a Union County high school coach was killed. Officials say Barney Harris was involved in a shootout with the Mexican drug cartel. He died last Thursday after trying to steal money and drugs from the cartel in Alamance County. WCNC Charlotte's Lexi Wilson joins us from Union County.